After dealing with the situation at Starlight, Lin Yin finally returned home. Upon his arrival back home, he constantly pondered about how he should handle the situation. Regarding Kim's family, that night, he made a call to Wu Yang and gave him some instructions on what to do. The next day, while Zhang Qimo went straight to work at the company, Lin Yin, on the other hand, arrived at a small coffee shop and ordered himself a latte. After waiting for around 5 minutes, a brand new black BMW 530 came to stop in front of the coffee shop. At that moment, a young man full of vigor stepped out of the car with a sincere look. Possessing a rather handsome appearance, he then walked into the coffee shop with a strict pace, looking like someone who had just experienced several years of service in the army. Director Lin, it is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Zhang. I have brought over the car you requested and will be receiving your assessment directly, Zhang stated as he straightened his back and stood in front of Lin Yin, seeming as if he was giving a report. Lin Yin looked at Zhang and nodded slightly. He appeared to be a good young man. After experiencing the events taken place at Starlight, he immediately decided to arrange bodyguards for Qimo. Originally, he wanted to order Chief Wu of the Ning family to transfer over a few disciples who cultivated ancient martial arts. After all, as the elder of the Ning family, Wu Kanghai had mostly likely attained a high level of mastery in ancient martial arts, thus, his disciples would definitely not be ordinary either. But on second thought, Lin Yin decided to give up on that idea. Although that idea would certainly ensure Qimo's safety, he nevertheless wanted to avoid having the people from that circle to come into contact with Qimo's family. The main reason being that the ones cultivating the ancient martial arts lived in a completely different world with the others from the secular world. Furthermore, it would probably cause some problems down the road if he were to make such arrangements. Therefore, he only ordered Wu Yang to find a retired soldier to act as Qimo's personal driver. At the same time, he asked for a car that suited Qimo's current status. Lin Yin then said, "Tell me more about yourself and your qualifications." Director Lin, I joined the army at the age of 18 and worked as a scout for 5 years. Having just retired as a soldier this year, I decided to return to my hometown to look for work. For the time being, I have yet to gather any social working experience, Zhang answered honestly. Lin Yin nodded to himself after realizing how Zhang met his requirements very well. Not did he have a rather simple background, but he even came from the army. Moreover, he had a good personality and had also been strictly disciplined. It also seemed that he possesses the necessary skills to deal with ordinary thugs and hooligans. From now on, you will be Chief Director Zhang's driver and bodyguard, but you will be mainly hired to protect her safety. If there is an unexpected situation that cannot be dealt with, call me. Immediately, Lin Yin said seriously. Everything else will have nothing to do with you. Understood, Director Lin. Thank you for giving me such an opportunity, Zhang said in excitement as he straightened his posture. He had been staying in his hometown ever since he retired from the army. After making his way into the provincial capital, he managed to discover a well-paying job with a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan. In addition to the other 10,000 yuan personally given to him by Director Lin. He had without a doubt hit the jackpot. All right, drive to the precious cauldron tower. After the two of them got into the car, W. Jing immediately started up the car and drove towards their destination. 20 minutes later, they had finally arrived at the ground floor of the precious cauldron tower. Qimo. Lin Yin got out of the car and greeted her. Why did you arrive so late? It's almost noon already, Zhang Qimo asked before noticing W. Jing standing behind. He is. Hello, Chief Director Zhang. Starting today, I will be acting as your personal driver, W. Jing said with a serious expression. My driver? Zhang Qimo asked in confusion. She then looked at Lin Yin and stated, but I don't have my own car yet. This car will be yours from now on, Lin Yin said with a smile. My car. Zhang Qimo looked at the brand new black BMW 530 hesitantly. But I didn't buy a car. Taking a quick glance over at the car, she was actually familiar with its design. Priced around 500,000 yuan, it was naturally a well-made car. I bought it, Lin Yin stated. It will be yours from now on. You bought it? Zhang Qimo exclaimed in surprise. This car is too expensive. Besides, aren't you going to drive it yourself? Lin Yin shook his head and heaved a heavy sigh. After all, he did not consider the car to be expensive. If he had not been worried about shocking Qimo to death, he would have sent someone to purchase a Rolls-Royce Phantom for her instead. By the way, where did you get so much money? Zhang Qimo looked at Lin Yin suspiciously. Lin Yin had been working in a small barbecue restaurant for the past 2 years, so how could he have earned so much money during that period? I saved some money for the past 2 years, Lin Yin replied. Furthermore, you are chief design officer of the company now. Thus, you will need your own car. This isn't right, Zhang Qimo shook her head and refused. Even if you bought it, I won't be willing to accept it. You can keep it for yourself instead. Since the two of them never asked about each other's finances, she naturally did not know how much money Lin Yin had saved up. Even if Lin Yin had made enough money in the past 2 years, it was still the hard-earned money he made at his small barbecue stall every day. How long would he have to work to purchase a car worth 4 to 500,000 yuan? Don't forget, I'm also your assistant director at work now, Lin Yin smiled. Since you are my direct superior, how would I dare drive to work if you have no way of doing so? Besides, do the things I own not belong to you too? Lin Yin added cunningly. Zhang Qimo bit her lip with a conflicted expression. Switching her gaze from Lin Yin to the magnificent BMW 530, she could not help but feel slightly agitated. Don't think too much about it. You have already risen to the top few positions in the company, so make sure to not waste the opportunity to establish that position, Lin Yin said in a serious tone. Anyway, I will be earning money under your guidance from now on. If you get promoted and become rich, you can then give me another car. Won't it be the same thing? By the way, I also received a notice from Chairman W today, stating how the board of directors has arranged for W Jing to be your full-time driver. His salary will also be paid by the company, Lin Yin said clearly. Surely, you can't cause the board of directors to lose face immediately after attaining your position, right? Zhang Qimo thought about it for a moment before waving a white flag and nodding, all right. Then, let's go for a quick ride in the car, Lin Yin suggested with a bright smile. Zhang Qimo was also eager to give the car a try. The emotions she felt over the past few days were simply overwhelming. Within a day, She had been promoted from a mere employee to the director of the design department. With the addition of a luxury car and a full-time driver, she seemed to have almost reached the peak of her life. At this moment, a red Porsche 911 suddenly drove over and blocked Zhang Qimo's car. The owner of the car even deliberately revved the car as loud as it could as if to provoke her. Wow, not bad. Zhang Qimo, I heard that you have been promoted to the director of the design department. A disgusting voice sounded from the direction of the sports car. Zhang Qimo and Lin Yin looked over at the same time and noticed a young man dressed in gaudy clothes while wearing a pair of dark sunglasses. As the young man opened the door and stepped out of the car, he emitted a domineering presence as he stared down at the two of them. It was Zhang Tianhai, the person who had not come to the company for the past few days. Zhang Qimo, you are quite bold. I heard that you took over the position of Chief Design Officer yesterday and even managed to claim a jewelry project worth tens of millions for yourself, Zhang Tianhai exclaimed with a playful expression. How dare you buy yourself a car with the company's money? Have you already forgotten your manners after being poor for the past years? You are quite ruthless when it comes to spending the money you earn, huh? Zhang Tianhai, what nonsense are you talking about? Zhang Qimo asked angrily. Can your family even afford a car worth 500,000 yuan? Looks like I have to inform Manager Li from the finance department to have a look at your account, Zhang Tianhai said with a calm expression. You should pay attention to your current status when talking, Zhang Tianhai, Lin Yin said plainly. At this moment, you are just the manager in charge of the sales channel of the company's subsidiary. How dare you talk to the director of the company with such a rude tone? Is the Zhang's jewelry group owned by your family now? Do you really think the manager of the finance department will still listen to your orders? Who do you think you are? You still actually dare to lecture me? Zhang Tianhai uttered furiously as he shot his menacing gaze towards Lin Yin. You are just a spineless coward. How dare you hang around in the company? Lin Yin replied with a mocking smile, I am now the assistant of the chief design officer in the company. I simply came to the company to work. Oh, right. I heard something about how someone threw up on the table during the meeting with the board of directors. In the end, he even had to lick the table clean and eat his own vomit. I'm actually quite curious as to who had the guts to do that. Zhang Tianhai, do you happen to know who that was? Lin Yin, you. Zhang Tianhai fumed in rage upon hearing his mocking words. Sweeping his gaze around the room, he noticed the strange looks of the other employees around him and suddenly felt his face burning with embarrassment. He did not expect that Lin Yin, this piece of trash, would actually dare to mock him and even bring up such ridiculous things in front of everyone. Is he trying to dig his own grave? King piece of trash. If I don't beat you to death today, you will start to think how you're some sort of big shot in the company now, Zhang Tianhai exclaimed in a fit of exasperation. He then raised his hand and was about to slap Lin Yin's face. Lin Yin simply stood in his position without moving a single inch before revealing a faint smile on his face. Thump. In that instant, a tall and fierce figure suddenly rushed over to block Zhang Tianhai's attack. Before Zhang had even countered with his own attack, Zhang Tianhai had already been knocked to the ground like a pathetic mutt. You dare to touch me? Do you know who I am? Zhang Tianhai shouted in anger after getting back up on his 2 feet. Sir, I don't care who you are. I am Chief Director Zhang's full-time driver and bodyguard. My job is to ensure that Chief Director Zhang and Assistant Lin are not disturbed or hurt. Please watch how you act in front of them, Wu Jing stated in a serious tone. You. Zhang Tianhai was utterly speechless. Filled with emotions of embarrassment and rage, he felt the urge to slap Wu Jing back in the face. Noticing Wu Jing's 1.9 meters tall and fierce body, in addition to his arms of steel, however, he forced himself to endure the undying wrath in his heart. Good. Zhang Qimo, you have made quite the impression, Zhang Tianhai uttered with a face full of hatred. Don't be so arrogant just because you own this stupid car. The car models I usually play around with are the BMW 5 Series gifted to me. Humph. You better not act in such a proud manner yet, for you are still an acting chief design officer at this moment, Zhang Tianhai snorted coldly. I heard that the company will be holding a jewelry exhibition that ultimately decides the person suitable for that exact position. When that time comes, do you really think you'll still be able to remain in that position? Besides, with your connections in the company, we will take a look and see just which idiot will dare to cooperate with you after I make my move behind the scenes. Lin Yin suddenly hinted at Wu Jing. Noticing his hint, Wu Jing walked over and grabbed Zhang Tianhai by his collar before lifting him up like a chicken. Sir, please shut your dirty mouth, Wu Jing warned in a stern voice. Your parking spot has violated the traffic system and blocked Chief Director Zhang's car. I will have you drive your car away immediately. After finishing his words, Wu Jing finally let go of his grasp. Consequently, Zhang Tianhai landed heavily onto the burning asphalt with his back. He then stared menacingly at Wu Jing, holding himself back from exploding at him. He gave Zhang Qimo and Lin Yin a fierce look before going back into his car with utmost reluctance. Stepping on the gas pedal, he proceeded to drive his car away from the scene. Just wait and see. Don't think I can't do anything to your family now, Zhang Tianhai shouted viciously as he drove the car into the underground parking lot. It feels good to be a director, doesn't it? Lin Yin said with a smile. Zhang Qimo too revealed a smile as she felt great comfort in her heart. Walking over and opening the door to the back seat of the car, Lin Yin raised his hand and said, After you, Director. Zhang Qimo stared at Lin Yin with a surprised expression before happily getting into the new car.